Walshy here. I've been receiving so many tweets asking me about what loadouts would I use if I was competing at MLG Dallas for the Halo 4 event next week. And it's a really good question. So first off, if you don't know out there, I am not able to attend Dallas anymore. I was originally supposed to commentate with Bravo, but I was offered an event I couldn't really turn down. I'm going to be going out to Korea, Taiwan, and Hong Kong doing a Halo 4 promotion with Strong Side. So I expect to have a fun time out there in Korea for Halloween. Hopefully see some side costumes. Just hang out with like my sister who actually lives out there, and it's just going to be a great time overall. But yeah, best of luck to everyone who's attending Dallas. Best of luck to Bravo and Elamite who's going to be commentating there. I'm sure they'll kill it in the booth. So you guys will be in good hands out there. But back to the original question. What loadouts would I personally use if I was competing there? And it's a really good question. I personally do not know what the game types are, and it hasn't been released on MLG's site yet. But we can do some deductive reasoning over the past of Halo. Every event MLG has had so far has pretty much been, no vehicles, no radar, which is going to eliminate some loadout options. So with no radar, you're not going to have to worry about sensor awareness, which deals with increased range of the radar, or being zoomed in and seeing radar. And same with like the vehicle options. You don't have to worry about like the gunner or the wheelman loadouts. So these are all assumptions first off. So if there happens to be radar, there happens to be vehicles, you're going to have to base your loadouts depending on that. But first off, if I was to compete in the event, here's the loadout that I would go with. So as you can see in this warm-up loadout, I've suggested starting off with the DMR and the battle rifle. Now it's possible to start off with two primary weapons because of the tactical package I suggested, firepower. Now I'm only suggesting this for warm-up, for the reasons that you can switch between these two weapons and find out which ones you prefer and why you prefer them. So personally, I found them to both be great all-around weapons, but I prefer battle rifle from close to mid-range and DMR from long range from the limited times I've had a chance to play this game. I have to stress how important it is to find what primary weapon you want to use and learn it as fast as possible. I feel the teams that are going to do the best at this event are not only just the ones that are going to work together the most, but they're going to be the ones that master the most important aspects of the game the fastest. And obviously primary weapon is one of the most important aspects of the game. So next up in this loadout we have grenades. Even though I did an advanced tutorial on plasma grenades and how to insta-load them in my last video, I feel like it's an unusable tactic this early into the tournament scene. Seeing as how you only have a day or so to prepare and learn the game, I really don't think it's a viable tactic. So this brings me to choosing frag grenades. Frag grenades are super versatile, and what I would be doing during these warm-ups is definitely testing them up on ramps, see how far they bounce, where they explode. Test them out on solid ground, just seeing how far they actually skip and how long they take to set and explode. And I would definitely choose frag grenades over pulse grenades because I see them as being more of an offensive and a defensive grenade. Whereas pulse grenades, you could definitely throw those in a doorway and buy yourself more time and use them defensively. I just don't see them being as strong offensively. As far as armor abilities go, I feel that Promethean vision cannot be matched. The fact that you can see your opponents, where they are, where they're coming from, and especially in a no radar situation, it's going to give you the upper hand. And I really don't see any of the other armor abilities being nearly as strong as Promethean vision. And at last we have the support upgrade, which I have chosen as stability. For those of you unfamiliar with Halo 4, in this game, when you're shot, any weapon, you're going to have a slight amount of recoil where your cursor is going to move around. And this decreases that. So I feel it's going to be one of the strongest support upgrades out there. And on top of that, it's going to be even stronger for long-range fights. So this goes very well coupled with DMR on larger maps. So that covers the warm-up loadout and how I would personally train for this event if I was competing in it. So now let me go over a couple specific loadouts on what I'd actually use in tournament play at this event. This first loadout is targeted at larger and more open maps, ones that you can see yourself getting into more mid to long-range fights in. And obviously I chose DMR coupled with stability for the reasons I explained earlier. The only big difference you see on here is the tactical package, where I have AA efficiency, which for those of you who don't know, it actually has your armored ability recharge faster, so you can put Promethean vision out more. For this next loadout, which I recommend for smaller maps, you can see I start out with the battle rifle for the primary weapon. for the reasons I explained earlier. It just seems so much easier to hit mid to close range. You can kill in 4 shots as long as you hit every bullet, and just very strong weapon all around. One of the bigger differences you'll see is how I have stealth as a support upgrade. Now what stealth does, for those of you who don't know, is it dampens your footsteps, and on top of that, it makes it a bit harder to detect from Promethean vision. I expect many people to be using it at this event, so stealth can be a very strong support upgrade. The other new option you see I have here is I have Magnum/Bolt Shot. Now personally, I don't feel like the secondary weapons are insanely strong in this game. It's mainly going to be based around your primary weapon. But for those of you who haven't tried Bolt Shot, if you can get the timing down, basically it charges up, and if you're close next to somebody, you can kill them in 1 shot. Personally, the few times I've been able to play the game, I haven't really messed around with it too much or gotten the timing down. So I'm just throwing that option out there for those of you who care to experiment with it. So lastly, I just want to say thank you for watching. I want to throw a couple disclaimers out there. First off, I did not account for personal ordnance drops. So if that was the case, requisition and ordnance priority would be viable options to incorporate in your builds. But it's hard for me to tell which game types are going to have that and which ones aren't. So just keep that in mind. And secondly, take some of these with a grain of salt. See what other players are doing out there. Definitely be adaptable. Find out what armor abilities might work better. Like I said, I've only played the game a handful of hours. I'm not a 100% expert, not yet at least. But I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there, give people at least some starting ground, give them an idea of a good spot to start out with, or a good loadout to start out with when they first start playing the game. Lastly, just want to say thanks for watching. For those of you who don't know, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be uploading content here daily, pretty much, once Halo 4 comes out. I'll also be streaming tons of Halo 4, especially on the night's release. You can go to twitch.tv/Walshy. You obviously already know the YouTube channel here. And further content you can see from me, I plan on doing a recap video of my Australia trip last week, of my upcoming Asia trip. I've been actually bringing a handheld camcorder with me. I just haven't had a chance to edit the video yet. So I'll probably do a 2-in-1, do a Walshy over in Asia and Australia trip. So thanks again for watching.